Hello all, my name is Kelly Dale and I'm owner of Off the Beaded Path in North Carolina. I'm going to get back to the technique series today and I'm going to be working out of Carol Cypher's book, Mastering Beadwork. And we're going to be doing the Gemstone Zig Zag Bracelet, which is found on page 113. And this zigzag bracelet is a form of right angle weave. So for the bracelet, you're going to need 45 6mm faceted fire polished beads. Now really you can use any kind of round bead that you want to, as long as it's a 6mm for this specific pattern. I'm going to use this a 6mm clear AB faceted glass bead. That is what they call C in the pattern, and then A is your size 8 seed beads. So today I'm going to be using a black. You're going to need a toggle or a closure of your choice, a good pair of scissors to trim your thread with, and I'm using a 6-pound fire line with about 2 yards of thread, a needle on each end of the thread. And so it's really easy, and I really like this project because it's not hard at all. It's going to be kind of a right angle weave off-centered. So to start off, I'm going to thread on my toggle clasp and let it drop down to the center of my thread. And with my needles together, I'm going to thread on a size 8 seed bead, and I'm going to bring it down to the clasp. Now what I like to do is, I won't reinforce this right now, but when I get done with the bracelet, I like to stitch back through to reinforce, and I'll come back and reinforce this toggle a little bit. But it says basically with each needle, to start off, we're going to pick up a size 8 seed bead. You want 2 on each needle. I'm going to let those drop, and we're going to pick up 1 6mm round and cross our needles opposite ways through the 6mm round. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit so that you guys can see a little better. There we go. So this is what we got so far. So for each additional unit, what we'll do is you're going to pick up 1 seed bead with one side, and you'll pick up 1 seed bead, 1 6mm, and 1 seed bead with the other side. And then you're going to pick up 1 6mm with one needle and cross your needles opposite ways through that bead. And you want to pull good and tight. So basically what you're going to be doing is you're going to be flip-flopping each time. So with my left hand needle, a minute ago, I picked up the seed bead, the 6mm, and the seed bead. And then I've just picked up the seed bead and the 6mm with the right hand needle. So now I'm going to flip-flop it, and the right hand is going to pick up the seed bead, the 6mm, and the seed bead, and then the left hand needle will pick up the seed bead, and then you pick up a 6mm and you cross your needles opposite ways through it. Okay, now a flip-flop. Left hand will pick up the seed bead, the 6mm, and the seed bead, and the right hand will pick up the seed bead, and you pick up 1 6mm and cross your needles opposite ways through that one. And then you just continue. So I flip-flop back to the right side now. I'm going to pick up the seed bead, the 6mm, and the seed bead. And then the left hand side picks up the seed bead, and you pick up a 6mm round and cross your needles opposite ways to it. Left hand, seed bead, 6mm, seed bead, right hand seed bead, 6mm, and you cross through that 6mm. And when you're working on a project like this, it's really good because you can actually take and use a thicker thread. This is one of the few that you can do that with. So that's always nice. Now, if you forget where you're at, you can pull your thread back here and see which needle that you picked up which on the previous step. And then you'll know to do vice versa on the other side. So just keep going and I'll get to my length and I'll show you how to put on the end. Now that I'm to my desired length, I'm ready to add the other part of my closure. So with the needle that's coming out of the top of my glass bead here, coming out towards the end, I'm going to pick up 2 size 8 seed beads. With the other needle, I'll pick up a seed bead, a round, and a seed bead. And I'm going to put the needles together. And I'm going to thread on 3 seed beads over both needles. And I'm going to separate the needles so that when I pull good and tight, I have the point for my closure. So now with one needle, I'll set one needle aside, and with the other needle, I'm going to go through the closure. And then I'll take my needle and I'm going to come back down through these 3 seed beads here. And I'm going to pull, make sure you don't get your closure caught in anything. I did it again. And then once I have that one pulled, then I'll take the other needle, go through the closure, and then again I'm going to come down through the 3 seed beads that I added. And so now this is how I do it. This is not how the book says to do it, but I like to reinforce my thread, especially my ends, quite a bit. So what I'll do is I'm going to take one needle when I get ready to finish, and I'm going to stitch back around, and I'm going to come and reinforce this last section of beads as much as I possibly can. Well, I should say as much as the thread will allow me to get through these beads. Then I'll stitch to the other end, and I'll do, if I've got enough thread left, I'll do the same thing on this end. If I don't have enough thread left, then I'll start a new thread and reinforce this a couple of good times. So that is how easy it is to make our zigzag bracelet. Super easy, and it goes really, really quick. And the best part about it is it's very inexpensive to make for, say, a birthday gift or a Christmas gift or anything like that. And don't be afraid to play with colors. Colors are always a fun part of the process. So I hope you enjoyed this really quick and easy demo. You can order the Mastering Beadwork book through Carol Cypher's website or through ours. You should be able to find all that information at the very first of this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and this week in the USA it is fixing to be Thanksgiving, so I wish all of you a very happy Thanksgiving and a great start to our holiday season, and I will see you back next week for another technique.